Linebackers coach.
Oh, okay. All right, we're on.
Welcome to Football and the Kitchen Sink. Get ready for in-depth conversation from the world of high school, college, and pro football, plus some insight about the rest of the world. All this, along with some fun and humor along the way. Pull up a chair, grab a coffee or a beer, and join us. It's Football and the Kitchen Sink. Here are your hosts, Coach Schuman and Coach Depascale.
All right, well, welcome back.
How we doing?
We're doing all right. We're embarking on the end of the week, which is good.
Yay!
You got an audience today.
Sounds good.
So I got my my trusty Barry Bonds card with me.
I know you've been showing that a lot lately.
Got a lot of those.
Are you going through your card collection?
Yeah, I went on to I started going on like eBay, just seeing what some of these cards that I have.
Yeah, because you have so many, you might as well check it out.
There's so many. I mean,
some of those people are wild when it comes to that stuff.
I wish I didn't sell. When I was like 11 years old, I sold my most of my car collection to one of my friends for like $150, just because I wanted some cash.
You thought you were rich. Uh oh, Pete's in the chat already. Here we go.
Oh wow. Okay, finish Fridays. There we go. Yeah.
Put on the Game Breaker stuff. Let's go.
Game Breaker should be sponsoring this show.
Put on my little helmet.
You know. Finish Fridays. Yeah.
You want to know how much for Dan Marino's rookie card?
Every Friday.
I don't know how much for it, but I have it. Who probably
Dan Marino, baby, the slinger. Woo!
Dan Marino's rookie card is probably not as.
Where did he go to college?
Pittsburgh.
What great movie was he in?
Oh yeah. Something about Mary. No, that was Brett Favre.
It's a comedy.
He was in.
Come on, man.
Oh, Ace Ventura. Am I right?
Yeah, what a great movie.
I'm right. I don't even really. I kind of just vaguely remember that, but.
Oh man, he got kidnapped and stuff. You know, isotoners.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You're right, Jay. Dan Marino laces out.
They were in. Finkel and Einhorn, baby.
Finkel and Einhorn.
What a great movie.
That was a great movie.
Kidnap a dolphin.
Oh my God, that was so stupid. It was so stupid. It was great.
I bet you don't remember the dolphin's name.
Oh God. I can't remember. You're right.
Snowflake.
Snowflake. Like this, like the new generation. 1984 Topps Dan Marino card. Depending on, I guess, what you have and your grade.
No,
He's one of the top 5 quarterbacks of all time. So I'm riding with Dan.
I see prices as low as a couple $100.
Pete's got 5 in perfect condition. He said, "Get rid of them. What are you doing?"
And as high as $1,500
for a Dan Marino rookie.
Yeah, if it's mint, you can get up to possible. I would say like 1,500s. Like a Beckett rated. So if you go to Beckett or one of those rating services and they rate it, then you could definitely sell it for a lot more.
Yeah,
but like
my uncle has, or my grandfather has all that stuff, man. Like he has, like I'm talking like Joe DiMaggio cards. I mean, he's like real deal. Some of the stuff he has it's incredible.
Like I'm not sure, like some of these, like some of these guys are selling it for $26. I don't get that. So I don't know. It's a rookie reprint. You want the reprint? That's why. Okay, so Any of these regular ones are going for like 200 plus. Yeah.
I'm just telling you, he was a beast.
He was. And some of these people are desperate for dough, so they'll sell it to you lower than
Right now,
should.
people are hurting. I mean, I could imagine, like, just think about if you have like you scoop up like a Mahomes or a Lamar Jackson for right now moving forward. Like, you're talking 10 years in the league. Like, anybody who had an Aaron Rodgers card, I'm sure. Tom Brady, like Brady, Breeze. I mean, I think that's amazing. The Saints Bucks game, you have two quarterbacks. One is 43, one is 42.
Is it?
Yeah, that's cool.
It's Jackson.
The thing I heard today, they had on the radio was that combined, the two of them have thrown for 100 miles.
That's amazing. You can get a Mahomes like a lot of all his cards.
Like, those are things that you scoop them up, like, or someone who had like a LeBron card when he was just coming in.
You can scoop them up cheap, and then you can flip them in 10 years for thousands.
Right. It's all about the patience, right? You got to just hold on to that stuff and then go from there. Who knows?
I gave my son a Bo Jackson mint condition.
One of my favorite guys of all time.
What's his Bo Jackson? I know the Bo Jackson when we looked it up was like
Bo Jackson was what? Auburn?
Yeah, his rookie. What was it we can get?
What is it? And then he played in the league with who? The Raiders?
Yeah. Yep.
And baseball, he played the Royals?
Mm-hmm. And I love these card packs that people sell, these unopened packs.
Right. And the whole thing is like, what's in it?
What's in it, dude? Like, I like the unopens because you get
don't know.
Yeah.
It's like buying one of those storage units.
Ooh, well, now you can look inside the storage unit, but yeah, you don't know.
I think that's so cool. Like, I'm seriously contemplating, like, when I start, getting a little extra something, like, just buy a storage unit and then just find it and flip whatever's in there. But that's like stuff you got to be patient about. You know what I mean? And then
you got to put it on eBay. And
right.
Exactly.
And you see where it goes. And like, you're just looking at this thing, hoping there's something in there. I mean, you can probably get it for whatever, but it's about, what you're going to make after paying for it,
Like, it's so interesting. This guy's got, this guy's selling his Barry Bonds, right? $12. Like, he's got a Barry Bonds rookie, $12. He's got a Bo Jackson.
There's something, you know what I mean? Like, that's when you're looking at this guy. There's something up.
Something's got to be up. Then I see like a mint one. Like, I feel like, but I also feel like that there's situations where people are, need the dough. You know what I mean?
Right. They need something quick. They just want to flip something.
Yeah. I mean, if it, like, let's say you have like a dozen Barry Bonds cards, right? You know what I mean?
Right. And he's like, I can get rid of some of these for nothing, just quick cash, and then keep the one that's really going to make you money.
So it's interesting. The messed up one, the 87 Barry Bonds red dot rookie era card, whatever that means.
But like some of that stuff, like the ones that are messed up, are what people want because it's something different. You know what I mean?
$16,000 it's going for
a card. Well, I know they just sold a card. I don't know who it was, maybe a Mickey Mantle, something like that. But it went for it was the highest card ever, and it was like something 2-point-something million, I think, 2.4.
I think Mickey Mantle's among the rarest. Yeah, so that sounds about right. Yeah.
I think baseball cards sell better than anything because it's been around for so long.
Yeah, and there's like a nostalgia still for it.
You have that old kind of like whatever where people, they just want that stuff. I mean, think about it. If you're like a young fan, right? And for like, you hear a lot of the story about like people like with the Brooklyn Dodgers and stuff like that when they had Ebbets Field, like, I went to Ebbets. Like, think about you have a Jackie Robinson card, or if you were into that stuff, if you just saved any of those cards from that era and just put them away in a drawer, and now all of a sudden you like take them out and you're like, damn, like, oh my goodness.
Patrick Mahomes, silver rookie patch. I don't know what auto BGS means. Rookie card. You ready? What it's going for?
Already? What's up, Chris?
$195,000.
$195,000 for a card with a picture on it. Did you imagine that?
Hit the 2017 Panini Flawless Rookie.
Yeah, here it is. Pete just said it. Mickey Mantle just went for like 4.2 million.
Yeah, you
imagine
I think,
that, dude?
Yeah, if you got one of those gems,
you're doing quarantine, you're cleaning your house, and you pull out like a Mickey Mantle rookie, like, whoa.
Yeah, it's one of those gems. Like what I gave my father as a gift. I have a Joe Namath helmet signed.
What
Joe
a good son you are.
Yep, that's gonna be.
Yeah, like my dad has a signed Merino jersey, like, you know, all like whatever in the frame and all that stuff. Like, just got to find somewhere to put it.
It's too bad Johnny Manziel and Marcus Mariota didn't become like mega stars.
Oh God, you'd have been set.
I have all kinds of stuff with them signed. I have some stuff with them signed. But the helmet that I got my father, I don't remember what I bid on it. It wasn't that much. I didn't bid that much.
Right.
But like the autograph signed Jets helmet.
Oh, phenomenal.
It goes anywhere between, and this is everywhere, not just like one spot.
Right.
Basically between 300 and 1,000. That's a good.
It's a nice hit.
Yeah. So if you get that, and then I think we just got Troy. I just got Troy a signed. No, wait, that was might have been me. I got a signed Tony Dorsett.
Oh, that's cool.
Jersey coming. I don't know when it's getting here, but
I think it would be cool to have like all the Heisman guy stuff, because I mean that stuff goes forever, you know.
Tony Dorsett stuff goes for a good amount.
I could imagine.
It's funny because all these things that you used to have, like you know,
if I could get all my toys from when I was a kid, you know what I mean? Like all these nostalgic toys, crazy.
Absolutely. Like, you know what I got, they all got destroyed, so I don't have them anymore. I'm trying to think of NFL, like for example, Derrick Henry's NUC card. You know how much that would end up being worth?
If you had all that stuff,
I destroyed all of it.
I wonder who Derrick Henry.
That would have been like as unique as it comes.
Absolutely, because nobody could find that.
Nobody. And that was in my storage unit, by the way. If you picked up my storage unit,
whoever bought out your storage unit, bro,
there's thousands of NUC cards of pros. Thousands. It's probably worth more than the some of them will be worth. I'm trying to think of who are the best guys in the NFL that are young besides Mahomes, because I don't think Mahomes came to my event. Kyler Murray. Probably have his card in there somewhere.
Like even the Manziel one, I think could go because he was such a different type of player. People just loved him. I loved him. I still love him.
Yeah, I think Johnny Manziel gear might have a little bit because he was still the Heisman Trophy winner.
He's a character, bro. He's just a character.
Yeah. Like, what would his signed jersey go for? I'm curious. Like $100. $100. Yeah, by the time it gets 20 years from now. It might be his stuff might be worth, a whole lot more.
Yeah.
It's
just an interesting world. If you're in that world, like it's just, you know what I mean? It's like guys that
you pay attention to it, yeah.
Yeah, guys that collect stamps or coins, I mean, I look at my grandfather, he's got all this stuff. You know what I mean? I'm like, I wonder what I get.
I should start a little Shopify store with my own stuff.
Bro, the amount of stuff if somebody just have somebody pay you $50 and go through your garage. Take what you want, dude. There's so much stuff in there.
And I threw away so much.
The stuff you got rid of, if somebody just said, here's $100, I'll take all of this. Like, what? I know. Now look at you. You're thinking about it like, oh my
God. Now I'm upset. I just I probably threw away millions.
All right. Well, we got to cheer you up. Let's get on a topic. Let's talk about something.
Yes. So I mean, at the end we talked about Urban Meyer going to I think that was a done deal. I basically at the end of yesterday. So it's obviously now finalized.
Yeah. So you're looking at the NFL, and you got the number 1 and the number 2 team with draft picks. Number 1 pick, number 2 pick. They're set. Got their coaches. Urban Meyer obviously to Jacksonville, and then you have what the heck is going on? I got craziness. And then you got the defensive coordinator from the Niners. I think what is it? It's what's his name? Shalah. Is that it? Going to the Jets.
Okay.
You look at his track record. He started out as a GA at Michigan State. Then he was at Georgia in 2005. And then from Georgia, he went to the NFL, worked with the Texans for a couple of years. But I think his claim to what he's doing is, he was with the Seattle Seahawks when they had the amazing defense and the Legion of Boom, and they won that title.
Right.
So from there, that's kind of where he got his state, that's where he started in a way and started getting some credibility. And then he moved on. He was the linebackers coach for the Jaguars, and then eventually became the defensive coordinator for the Niners. And now you see him get his shot at age 41 for the Jets. Look, he definitely looks the part. I mean, have you seen this guy? I mean, good Lord.
Who are we talking about?
We're talking about the new head coach for the Jets. I believe I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. It's Robert.
The Jets. I didn't even know that.
Oh, come on, man! Yeah, the Jets finalized Robert Shalah, I think is his name. I don't know if I'm saying it right. The defensive coordinator for the Niners. This is crazy.
Oh, so wait, then the Jets fans must be going nuts.
Yeah, they're happy. Look.
Oh, I know. This guy's good. This guy's good. I know. Yeah, he's good. He's good. But you know what?
Dave, he looks the part.
Yeah, he looks the part. I don't know.
Look, to me, he's 41 years old. This is his first shot. He's coming in. He's made a statement as, he's had one of the best defenses in the league for a couple of years now. He's done it with players going down. He looks like he can handle it. But look, this is New York. You know how it is, and you know how the Jets are. The Jets are kind of – but he's walking into a very good situation. He's got the number 2 pick. He's got a lot of cap room. He's going to have the ability to bring in players and do things. And in my eyes, look, the only way to go is up. You know what I mean?
Is he the top guy or
he's the first one to get a gig, other than Urban Meyer. So you're looking at the 2 worst teams in the league.
Did they not offer Bieniemy?
I guess they did. This is just the way they went.
Oh, this is who they offered first.
Yeah, so they got their guy. It looks to me he's bringing with him Lafleur's the head coach of Green Bay, Matt Lafleur. He's bringing his brother with him to run the offense. It's a system that was very similar to what Darnold had in his first 2 years. So the way it looks like they're going to keep Darnold. And a lot of ability to do what they want with this number 2 pick. They can trade down. They can take a tackle. But they do have, they have room to make moves. My philosophy is
the girls
you got to build
him
from the front. Yeah, he looks good, man. Look at him.
He's a good-looking guy.
He's jacked. He played tight end in college.
Where did he play at?
Some low-level Michigan school.
I want to get his background here.
Yeah, I read
Michigan,
it. I got to get the
I just know what he did at the Saints the last few years. Been pretty good. Where did he play at? Northern Michigan. Huh.
He played ball at Northern Michigan, which was Division II, before getting into coaching in the early 2000s. Stops at Michigan State, Central Michigan, and Georgia. And then that's where from Georgia, he made his jump to the NFL with the Texans. And then he was defensive quality control with them and assistant linebackers. Then he did 3 seasons as a defensive quality control coach at Seattle. That's where he was with the Legion of Boom. I think that's probably where he learned the most of what he does. And then he was the linebackers coach with the Jaguars before he got the gig in San Fran. So he's been around good people, with Shanahan and Pete Carroll. I think he's going to be good. I think he really will be. I can't wait to see his opening day presser. Obviously, we know that first appearances and things like that are huge. You can just look at the way they went with Adam Gase. Nobody was worried about what he said. They were more about his appearance, his eyes, right? That was the big story about how Adam Gase came out in his first presser. And then you look at the Giants with what was it, McAdoo? Right, he came out and his hair was all wild. His suit was too big. I mean, this is New York, bro. Dial it up. And for me, this guy coming in he definitely looks the part.
He definitely looks the part. Not anything not what I expected them to.
No, he's considered a minority hire, so they get.
Or he's Lebanese. I don't know.
And he's the first Muslim coach in the NFL.
Okay.
And I believe because he's a minority hire, now the Jets get more draft picks, more like compensatory draft picks because they went that route.
Is that how it works in the NFL?
Yeah, is that crazy? That's what I read. That's what I read and I heard today. Because they made a minority hire, now they get rewarded for it with a couple, I don't know. Crazy world, bro. Yeah.
Dude, that seems racist.
It's interesting, right? So you're talking about the Rooney Rule, you're talking about all that side of stuff, and I don't know. But still a lot of, now he's obviously got to bring in a staff, but like I said, he's bringing Lafleur with him, who actually, his brother is obviously the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, who are playing this weekend. So he's going to bring that guy with him to run the offense and do that thing. So we'll see, man. I mean, we'll see. Like I said, it's New York. It's tough. You obviously know what you're going into. And I think he'll do a good job. I do. I think the pieces are there. I hope he does, I hope he works from the front back as far as linemen and things like that, and then fills in all the skill positions with that extra stuff. I really hope they don't use this number 2 pick. I hope they trade down and or if they do use the number 2 pick, I hope they take the lineman from Oregon. They already have an all-pro tackle. Let's get another tackle.
Wait a minute. The Jets hired the defensive coordinator from a team that was 6-10.
Yeah, the Niners. But he had one of the best defenses in the league. But this year,
they gave up injuries. They gave up 390 points.
Look at, and this is I'm telling you, look at this season. They didn't look at this season. He lost almost every starter at some point during this season. Last year they were in the Super Bowl. They were the number 1 defense in the league.
I don't know.
It's the Jets, bro.
They should have hired Eric Bieniemy.
And it looks like
not that this guy. I don't know if this guy will be good or not. I'll put it like this: I have no idea what he's going to be. I know he's a pretty good defensive coordinator.
But I mean, look,
I would have hired the offensive coordinator from the best team in football, and paid him whatever he wanted, unless you had a head coach. Who were we saying were some of the other head coaching candidates? I forgot.
Well, it looks like Atlanta's going to hire the offensive coordinator from Tennessee. That looks like a done deal, which leaves Detroit, Philly, and Los Angeles.
Who's Atlanta going to hire?
Atlanta, I think, it looked like they're going to hire the offensive coordinator from the Titans. I got to find it. The Falcons have named Titans offensive coordinator Arthur Smith their new head coach.
I don't know anything about him. So they're going to run the ball. Did they have Derrick Henry come with them?
It seems to me like obviously the trend this year is it's assistant coaches, right? I mean, you have Doug Peterson who's out there now. I mean, a lot of these guys, Jacksonville went with the college guy coming up. I'm sure they gave him the keys to the Corvette, for Urban Meyer, like, here, just win. You know what I'm saying? Just go win. Here's your money. Here's whatever you want. Pick your staff. We'll upgrade the facilities. I mean, he's cooking with gas. But what do you think? Do you think Urban can do something there?
I mean, I think Urban's a great coach. I think it's a matter of will he be able to get all the pieces and have the relationships to get the guys that he wants in there. But I really, honestly, I have no idea with Urban. I definitely think he'll have a good chance. Everyone's skeptical because college guys have had struggled, but I think he's different. I think he's different.
He's not like this college, like I said, like that college coach that, he's a CEO. He's you know what I mean? Like, look at what he did when he came to Ohio State. He flipped that switch, man, and it became this. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the standard. This is what we do. Here's where we go. You know what I mean? It wasn't like that. I don't know. I just think if anybody can do it, it's his system that can make it work in the NFL. In my eyes. Obviously, it's my opinion. I just think the way he carries himself, the way he the way he sets up his program, I think that's going to work. I really do.
And Mike Lafleur is who they're most likely bringing with him. Seems like the New York press is pretty positive towards him.
Well, why wouldn't they be? He's a 41-year-old, good-looking dude.
I don't know. I would ask the
enemy.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I feel like the Jets are an offense. Jets have always been a defensive type of place, bro.
Weird question. How many former players in coaching now? How many former players?
What do you look at? I think he's like talking, like Vrabel.
Former NFL players.
I think it would be Vrabel. No.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, I'm sure there's a lot, dude. I'm sure there's a lot.
Like I was telling you the other day, like Terry Glenn is coaching D-backs for the Saints. Like, some of these guys just work their way, you know what I'm saying, and kind of stay under the radar and just keep going. I mean, do you count Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator for your Cowboys? Like, does he count? He played in the league. I don't know.
Yeah, Kellen Moore definitely played in the league.
Did your boy from Kansas City play in the league?
Andy Reid?
No. The offensive coordinator, the one that you love. What is it? Bellamy?
Yeah. Bellamy played in it.
Right, and he was a running back for Colorado, correct?
Yes. Interesting. It's an interesting pick.
We were talking about. Remember,
they went defensive minded in.
I think they went defense because they just went offense with Adam Gase, and now if that didn't work, so let's switch it up and go back to Rex Ryan and those guys. When we won with defense.
They need to stop hiring guys that. Now Salah's not like that. Salah actually played. Like Gase, who are like, your equipment manager, and I mean,
they're these guys. I call them these guys, right?
They're video game coaches. They're
Madden coaches. They coach with a book bag.
I mean, at least Salah played. So
right, and like I said, I think the Jets look at it like, look, we had our most success when we were a defensive-minded team. We need to go back and do that because that's what New York is. That New York wants
Rex Ryan, you mean? When Rex Ryan
I'm talking Rex Ryan. Who was after him? You're talking Rex Ryan. Then you had what's his name? Who's the defensive coordinator for Tampa right now? Todd Bowles.
They had no success with Todd Bowles. None.
They haven't been in the playoffs in over 10 years, dude.
Todd Bowles is a heck of a defensive coach, but they didn't have any success with Todd Bowles.
And you look at that division itself, right?
I mean, Rex Ryan had success.
Mangini didn't. But I mean, you look; they've been defensive minded forever.
Mangini had no success.
Herm Edwards, defense.
Herm Edwards had some success. He had some success.
We lobby for Herm though because we like Herm.
Herm did all right. I think Herm's was a good head coach. I think that
right. He went to Kansas City after that, correct?
Yeah, I think Herm got.
Bro, you're telling me if we could go?
I see it like I get Herm has big personality, man. Played in the league.
I think he can impact the youth of a college program more so than he can with NFL guys. Because
I thought he was good in the NFL. I mean, I just think
another one that's like that who I compare Herm Edwards to is Tony Dungy.
Tony Dungy was great in the NFL. They're different. They're different. Tony Dungy's calm. Tony Dungy's measured.
Never saw any emotion out of that guy.
Yeah, he's a guy that the players. He's
you love. He's like daddy.
I would say he's more like
he's like your favorite uncle.
Like a trusted guy. He's just a trusted guy.
He's going to give you advice and
Christ-centered. Right. So Herm Edwards, Christ-centered. Herm Edwards is definitely more rah-rah.
That's why I think he's better in college because I think that college kids will flock to that. NFL guys might go one way or the other. No, okay, preach it, buddy, preach it. College kids are like, oh, I'll buy in. Now, I don't know if the success has gone to the field so much with Arizona State, but at least he's building something and he knows he's created a culture where you're going to get successful men to be citizens and humans, good humans. You know what I mean?
I have no idea about that, but
I'm just saying that's the way it looks.
I think that I would say that that's his intention, and I think that he sells that really good, and I think he gets players to believe in that.
He's not he's not.
I'm thinking about the Jets. I'm thinking the only people who have had success. Walton back in the East had a little bit of success.
Well, I don't know. Let's go through their Jets head coaches. I don't even know who they were before Edwards. When you had Pete Carroll for a day, Bill Belichick for a day.
I don't know.
Right?
Jets.
They had Dave Schuman for a day.
Dave Schuman has never been a Jets coach. The first time I will cheer for the Jets is the first time I cheer for the Jets is when my son runs out of the tunnel for there.
Runs out of the tunnel?
Yeah. And it says Schuman on the back.
The question is, will you be able to run out of the tunnel?
And he's slinging the ball all over the place.
Listen, if all of a sudden you have to – what if you're the head coach of a big-time program and you have to lead your team onto the field and run out first like Clemson? You think you can go down that hill and make it?
Who? You talking about me?
You.
If I had to do what? I'm sorry, I missed that. If I had to do what?
Focus, man, focus. We're in the show here. Come on.
No, I had something I wanted to ask, but yeah, tell me again. So if I wanted to run down the Clemson Hill, Death Valley, if I was
touch the rock, right? You got to touch the rock,
okay,
and then you got to run down the hill and move your team onto the field in front of 70,000. Can you do it, or are you going down?
No, I wouldn't go down. Why would I go down?
I'm just saying, can you do it, bro?
Well, I don't know why I wouldn't be able to do it. Is there a reason I wouldn't?
It would. Is that something that, hey, you're the new head coach of Clemson Tigers, Dave. You got to run out onto the field. Oh, okay. You could lead your. Listen, man, they want you to lead your Yukon Huskies out carrying a flag. Can you do it?
I'm not carrying no flag as a head coach. Are you crazy? That ain't happening.
Nick even does it with a new hip.
I ain't carrying no flag. Let the players carry the flag. They're the leaders.
Can you walk out with the big, what is it? The sledgehammer? You can do that.
Yeah.
Can you imagine if we did this? If we had these turnover chains and belts and all this stuff when we played, our coaches would have been like, "What are you doing? Get on the."
Listen, I'm 281 right now. I'm down over 10 pounds.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
I'll be down to 260.
Think about it. Like
you're
at friggin' Saddlebrook High School and you run for a touchdown and you run to the sideline and they hand you
I've been hyped if they had a belt. I've been wearing that. I would have been asking if I could wear that damn thing on the field.
My coaches would have look. I think I might have been the first player in Butler High School history to wear gloves. I had to get permission to wear gloves when I came up. I mean, it was. I'm telling you, dude. I played for some different.
When we put the turnover, we had a turnover belt at Indian Hills, and the second year, because I had to do something, and they would go
to do something.
They were going nuts.
It's amazing what something like that can do.
They would love it when they got it.
I mean, think about it. We gave out
games they won because of the turnover thing, and they.
Think about it. We gave out those black jerseys for practice.
I love the black jerseys.
Those guys were like fighting, like, why don't I have a black jersey? I want a black jersey. I'm in this package. I'm in that. I mean, it's amazing what stuff like that can do to motivate your players. I love it. I think it's awesome.
I like the black jersey.
I know. If we could ever put that into our.
You mean our regular uniforms? Troy, did you outrun what's her name yesterday in races? I was curious. Yeah.
I think I
Did she? All right. Well, Mom wants you to go.
Why?
Oh yeah.
Did you outrun her though? I just wanted to know. Troy.
Here you go. I got the list right here. Oh, we forgot Parcells.
Little fighting over here.
So here you go. You ready?
The Jets. Go ahead. Go for it.
What year do you want to start? Should we start 1990?
1990.
Bruce Costlet.
Oh God, he was horrendous.
Well, he was 64 and 23.
Okay. Bruce Costlet.
No, hang on. I'm sorry. He was 26 and 38.
Yeah, he was horrendous.
Okay.
I actually wasn't as bad as I thought he was.
Then you had Pete Carroll for a season. He was 6 and 10.
Yeah. That wasn't his good. Yeah.
Rich Kotite.
Oh, he was horrendous.
4 and 28. Wow.
Horrendous.
Then you had Bill Belichick with no games for 6 minutes. You had him.
Yeah.
Then you had Bill Parcells.
Bill Parcells was good. He went to the playoffs.
29 and 19.
He was good.
Then you had Bill Belichick again for a day. Nothing.
What about the 80s? Didn't you do the 80s?
Yeah, we'll just focus. Then you had Al Groh.
Al Groh. How did Al Groh do?
9 and 7 in one season.
And then he just packed it in?
Then you had Herm Edwards. He was 39 and 41.
Did they fire Al Groh?
Yeah, I think so.
After going 9 and 7?
Yeah.
That's stupid. Okay, go ahead. And then who was after Al? I'm sorry, I missed that. Who was after Al Groh?
Herm Edwards. And Herm was there from 2001 to 2005. He was 39 and 41.
Okay, so Herm wasn't bad. That's not bad.
Then you had Mangini.
Okay.
He was 23 and 25.
Mangini did better than it's amazing. He did better than I thought.
Some of these records are really bad, dude. Then you had Rex Ryan was 46 and 50.
Okay. He was like Herm.
Todd Bowles, 24 and 40.
Yeah.
And then you had Gase, who was 9 and 23.
Okay, can you give me some of the like?
Well, what if we go back to here? 19.
Give me some name era stuff like 68, 69, 70. Who was the coach and what?
So Sammy Baugh, 60 to 61.
No, they had to be terrible back then.
1962, they had Bulldog Turner. That name might win anything though.
Yeah.
5 and 9. Webb Eubank.
Eubank. That's who went to the Super Bowl.
71 and 77. 1963 to 73.
Yes, and he won the Super Bowl.
Okay. Then they had Charlie Winner.
What was he?
9 and 14. That was 74 to 75.
Then Lou Holtz.
Well, they had this guy Ken Shipp. in 75. He was 1-4. Then Lou Holtz, but he went 3-10 and then bailed.
Bailed, right? Yep, that's right. Okay.
77 to 82, they had Walt Michaels, who was
Walt
39
Michaels.
and 47.
What was Walt Michaels' record?
39 and 47. Dude, they have no coaches that have a winning record other than Bill Parcells.
Yeah, Walt Michaels wasn't bad. He wasn't bad.
None of these guys have a winning record.
Who was after Walt Michaels?
Joe Walton.
Joe Walton. What was his record? Right. Walt
53 and 57. Man, we're really diving into the
Yeah,
Jets
these
here.
guys, the 80s, they weren't bad. They never could get over the hump, but they were close.
I'm looking at these coaches, though, and literally, there's not a coach in the history of the Jets that has a winning record other than friggin' Bill Parcells. No, he doesn't have a winning record, Pop. 71 and 77.
Who's this?
Eubank. 71 and 77.
Yeah, because you know what? Eubank in the beginning lost all his games, and then that's why. It's the only reason why. He won a lot, but he the first couple of years
They must have
lost.
been good in 78 because Walt Michaels was the Pro Football Weekly NFL Coach of the Year and the UPI NFL Coach of the Year. That was Walt Michaels in 78.
Quarterback was Richard Todd.
I don't know who that is. Never heard of him.
It was Richard Todd then Kenny O'Brien. So the Jets.
I am on Wikipedia just for reference, so everybody knows. Wikipedia is giving me all this information.
The best Jets QBs. Okay.
Well, here you go. You got
Namath was good.
Sammy Baugh and Bulldog Turner are both in the Hall of Fame as players. Eubank and Parcells are in the Hall of Fame as coaches.
So is Bulldog Turner, it says.
Yeah, he's in there. But I'm saying Baugh and Turner are in the Hall of Fame as players, not as coaches.
Okay.
Eubank and Parcells are in as coaches.
Okay.
I think it's crazy that Belichick has been the head coach twice. That's pretty funny.
Bill Parcells is
the only coach
in the Hall of Fame. Is in the Hall of Fame as a head coach.
Yeah, why you don't think he's Hall of Fame worthy coach? Are you out of your mind?
He coached. No, he has been coached 3 years there.
I'm not so. Who cares? But think about what else he did. He won a title with the Giants. He kept Lawrence Taylor out of prison. I mean, come on, dude.
But that wasn't with the Jets.
Who cares what he did? Like he took all these. He was with the Cowboys.
So Eubank, who is 63 to 73, he really is the best Jets coach of all time. He was,
and he's got a great name.
He was 5-8 in the beginning. 5-8, 5-8, 5-8, 6-6, 8-5, 11-3, 10-4. Ooh, then he had a crappy one, 4-10, 6-8, 7-7-4. He might have got fired in the end. 4-10 his last year. He probably was fired. But
I gotta give a shout out, Coach, on our chat here. My boy Spencer Fox coaches at St. Joe's Montvale. Unfortunately, he just lost his father to COVID, but he got engaged this weekend. So it's a little congratulations, buddy. But it's a little crazy when your players start getting engaged. Jen's probably gonna kill me.
He was your player. He was one of your players.
He played for me at Bosco, and now he coaches at St. Joe's Montvale. And unfortunately, like I said, he lost his father on Christmas to COVID, but. Amazing kid doing great things, and he just got engaged to his girl. So congratulations to that kid for putting it all together. But and he's my reference point, man. I give him a call and he lets me know what's going on at St. Joe's and tells me they got the two best players in the state, which they do, and one's going to Notre Dame and the other's going to Michigan State. So but it's awesome. I love that. I love when I see my players doing really good things and continuing to do their stuff off the field. But anyway,
sounds good.
Yeah, man. Spence, go get him, man. Nice proposal, by the way. Went away to an island, did his little thing. You know what I'm saying, Coach? He did it right. See, I teach these guys. They take what I preach. I just don't follow what I personally preach. They all listen to me and do what I say, but I don't ever do it myself. Shit.
I'm certain he figured it out on his own. Yeah, I don't know that you.
What do you mean? You don't think my tutelage had something to do with it?
Absolutely
Come on,
not,
man. Are you kidding me? We spent 4 days in Utah together. I mean, we were bus buddies. He sat next to me on the bus on our road trips. This is my guy.
Yeah, I don't think so.
What, are you kidding me? I influence the youth of America. This is what I do.
Well, as long as you keep telling yourself that.
Oh my God. Where's Troy? Troy, get out of the room because Gavin's about to go down.
I'm busted chops.
I know. It is what it is. But,
I'm busted.
That's when I get soft. I get a little soft when I see all my former players doing really well. It makes me, it's why we do this. You know what I'm saying? When you look back and you see, look at what, look at your former players. Look at some of like what your quarterback's doing. You know what I mean? The stuff that they've done after they left us. And, you can coach X's and O's and all that stuff, but you hope that, at the end of the day, they turn out to be good humans and good citizens. And when you get that email or they text you or hit you up on Insta or Twitter and, hey, coach, thank you. I appreciate it. That stuff's awesome, dude. That's why we do this.
Well, I like them whether they became good humans or they didn't. Hopefully they did become good humans.
Look, I've bailed a few out of jail.
I've had some ones that that have also gone the wrong.
They've gone the other way.
Didn't heed the words.
They'll they get it at some point. Most of them get it at some point, and it is what it is. Those are the good stories, though. You know what I mean? Like that's why you teach them to run fast.
No doubt about it. Yeah. So the Jets have some. We'll see. Salah.
The thing that's really got me jacked up, and I'll be honest, look, I like that it is the Jets, it's whatever, but
I feel like they could have hit us. I mean, maybe this is a slam dunk. I don't know. It doesn't feel.
My excitement
doesn't feel like a slam dunk, I guess.
My excitement, honestly, right now is all with the Jaguars and what Urban Meyer puts together as a staff. I really want to see that dynamic. I want to see what he does with Trevor Lawrence. I want to see Jacksonville do well. I
want to get back on the Jets for a second.
Yeah, why are you all Jets all of a sudden?
Because look, Jacksonville I can see
it. You're disappointed in this hire.
He's a West Coast guy, Midwest guy.
Michigan.
Michigan is not New York or New Jersey.
So you think in order to be successful,
I think the Jets needed to try. What do they pay him? Because I feel like they just didn't open up the pay book, the pay scale.
You think they used the coupon?
I think they used the coupon. not that this guy won't be great.
I hope they're so good.
I hope he is. I hope he's great because then you could get on here and tell me to eat crow, which would be fine. But I'll give you an example. Like when Miami,
when I get to tell you you're wrong.
When Miami hired Flores, okay, I said I think he's gonna be good because I watched games with him. Now I watched the San Francisco guy last year in the playoffs. I liked him a lot. Okay, I liked him a lot. But I didn't hear nothing about San Francisco this year. That's why I'm perplexed. I guess that makes sense. One season does not make a career.
I agree. I agree with exactly what you're saying.
Eric Bieniemy.
If you look at this season,
he must be going to the Chargers. Bieniemy's going to the Chargers. The
Niners were decimated with injuries this year. That's the excuse. Or that's
in the NFL, they all stink when they lose their best players. I mean, that's just how it is.
I think everybody does that, right?
Nobody wins when they don't have their best players.
I don't know. You're right. Bieniemy's going to the Chargers.
He has to be going to the Chargers.
And I'm just telling you,
the only thing that makes sense.
With the weapons he has there, that's scary.
Bieniemy told the Jets. Bieniemy told the Jets, "I'm negotiating with the Chargers. You better hire Salah."
Right. They're going to pay me more money
because then you're going to lose him.
Right. I'm going to the Chargers because you know what? I have a young quarterback who can.
The Jets should have offered Bieniemy the franchise.
Well, they can't because their owner's over in the UK being an ambassador.
Who?
Chris Johnson. He's got his brother over here running it, doing everything.
Chris Johnson is the worst owner in football.
He looks good, though.
He's the worst owner in football. No,
That's a hot take. Hit the drop on that one.
He's the worst owner in football. He'll never hire me, so it won't matter.
Hit the drop. Hit the drop. That's like breaking news. Like, I want to know. Like,
you know what? I will give him this. Salah is probably his best hire in the last 2 or 3 hires. But
yeah, because you look at it. I mean, you got Gase, Bowles. You know, I'm partial.
Bowles is a hell of a coach, but
I love Rex Ryan, bro.
I didn't see Bowles.
Now he's a guy that's from here, and you didn't.
He is.
And
From
he's
Elizabeth.
not like you know what I mean? He was talk about no emotion. My man was on the side, nothing.
So that is a ton of emotion. That's a good thing.
Pete Carroll, emotion.
Pete Carroll failed in New York.
Pete Carroll failed everywhere until he went to USC and got Snoop Dogg on board.
No, he wasn't bad in New England. He wasn't
bad. We talked about it. I mean, I've read his book. I love his story. I like him as a coach. I really do. I think he's, if I had to list like favorite coaches, he's definitely in there for me. I mean, he is, you do know he's the oldest coach in the NFL.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he's amazing, his energy. I hope Salah succeeds. That'll be great. It'll be great if he succeeds because then you can get on there and tell me I'm an idiot.
I always want to see the Jets and the Jets.
I feel like
I want to see both teams do well.
I hope they give him what he needs to do to succeed. That's basically what I hope.
Right. And like I said, I think it's in place. Number 2 pick. They got another late first rounder. They have cap room.
Is LaFleur the offensive coordinator of San Francisco?
He's going to come in and be the offensive coordinator. Now, remember, the last name, it's the brother of the Green Bay coach.
Right. Was he the offensive coordinator in San Francisco?
San Fran.
He was?
Yes, LaFleur. I believe in San Fran. I mean, look, or what's his name?
I'm investigating this right now.
Shanahan obviously calls the plays, but
he's 34 years old. The older LaFleur is the Packers guy?
Yes. Wait, the brother's how old?
He's 34.
Oh, I'm done.
You're not done. He's been in the system kissing ass for the last 10 years.
McVay's a head coach of the Rams, and he's younger than me. What are we doing?
That's nothing to do. Listen, never compare yourself to other people. Everybody has their own path.
I mean, look, dude, we're putting D1 guys out. We're good.
I don't worry about what other people do. Let me see. LaFleur went to Elmhurst College. I don't even know what that is. I guess it's in Illinois.
At least I went to Montclair State.
As far as what? It's the same level as Elmhurst.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, people hear Montclair State, I think they know who Montclair State is compared to Elmhurst.
In New Jersey, they do. I don't think anyone outside New Jersey.
You don't think anybody outside New Jersey knows about? Maybe not.
No.
So, like you say, if you said Mount Union,
yeah, because they've been there in the championship over and over again.
No, I get it. I'm just
a lot of people wouldn't know Mount Union, to be honest.
You think so?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that when you get,
you're saying if you were down in Florida and went to a game,
very local.
Mount Union wants this kid. Who's Mount Union?
I think people, yes. I think when it gets down to D3 and it gets very local.
D3 is tough.
D2,
now, who said some of those? If you lived in Massachusetts and said
FCS
some of those,
FCS gets local. FCS starts to get local. Okay, so you can imagine what
Sam Houston State.
That's what I'm saying. It becomes local. If you told, and they've been very good. If you told someone from New Jersey, Sam Houston State, they wouldn't know what the hell you're talking about.
They may because Michael Dare is there.
No. Maybe a couple guys from Elmwood Park would.
Your boy, by the way, Jersey.
So what I wanted to say was, I would compare Salah a lot to Flores from the Patriots.
Right. But Flores had that Bill Belichick tree background where people were like, "Hey, he's a Belichick guy." This guy's kind of just
he's had more time in a system.
Right. This guy's only been in San Fran for 2 years.
Not even that. Success. He had wild success, and then they didn't have success. So I would have liked to. I don't know enough to know. Bottom line, other than, and I don't know him personally, so you never know how good someone's going to be. I'm just talking about from a like if like Adam Gase did not wow anybody.
No.
Okay. I don't think this will wow anybody, but this might be a grinded kind of pick. Like Todd Bowles didn't wow anybody.
Look,
we both
feel the same way. We hope he does well.
I'm just saying in New York, like you got like
you need a wow factor.
Now the guy that the Giants hired was not what you would call a wow per se.
But he's become one.
He wasn't a wow, but he's good. So that's what I'm saying. Salah could be like end up being like him, where like it's kind of like not exactly what you would have thought, but he's I'm sure he checks a lot of the boxes as far as like personality and enthusiasm. That I think they would want. So like Mike, let me see Mike Lafleur here. Okay, Mike Lafleur is he's the passing game coordinator at the 49ers last year and this year. He was a passing game coordinator in 17-18. He was an offensive assistant. Let's see how many points. Let me see how many points his team scored. So he was. Did he call the plays or did Shanahan?
I'm sure. Well, listen, he probably called the pass plays and Shanahan called everything else. Everything went through him. You'll never really know what it, how it is.
I'm just curious. I'm curious because
the Falcons have officially announced that they reached an agreement with Titans OC Arthur Smith to become their next head coach. So that's 3 jobs off the table in 2 days.
Wait. Who the Titans announced that who?
The Falcons hired the Titans offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. Like you don't even know who he is.
So they're going to coordinator route.
That's 2 coordinators and a Fox and a college coach, an announcer right now.
You know what will be interesting? I bet you'll see come to from San Francisco some guys you'll know because guys that are working for San Francisco right now, I guarantee he's going to bring Miles.
Taking the passing game coordinator.
Well, I'm saying Miles Austin is going to get brought back,
Who?
And then Miles Austin.
As in like Monmouth Miles Austin?
Yeah, he was working in San Francisco.
Interesting.
And then my guess is I don't know if he's still there, but the one of the scouting core is Tariq Ahmed. Remember Tariq Ahmed from
here's the other thing too that I saw.
He was a scout for the 49ers and he was the Rutgers recruiting coordinator for years. I wonder if he'll come back to the East Coast with Salah. Interesting.
Here's the other thing.
Hopefully the Jets wins as my son's a fan.
He's a 4-3 guy. The Jets are a 3-4 team right now. Can he make what transition does he make?
Yeah, he'll stay 4-3. I'm assuming. He's just go and get the guys that he thinks he needs. I don't see why he wouldn't be able to figure that out.
I would hope he has the ability at that level to figure that out.
Yeah. I mean, he looks like from what I saw, the players seem to gravitate.
I'm jealous. He looks great.
The players seem to gravitate towards him. So,
yeah, he's it says he's very energetic, emotional, leaves it all on the field. You know what I mean? He's one of those guys. So we'll see. I mean, those guys, it either really works or they burn out. So
is there a Las Vegas wager on this at all? Success or do they have anything like that?
That would be a bet, right? Like the Jets are in the Super Bowl within 2 years. Put 1,000 down on it. Go.
The Jets in the Super Bowl in 2 years?
Here's my question.
Zero chance. Zero. I'll do it for you.
First? Who gets to the playoffs first? The Jaguars or the Jets?
The Jaguars. Who gets to the playoffs first? I don't know. I hope the Jets will be good because they do have some things. Maybe, maybe Lafleur is Lafleur like his brother.
I want to see Darnold do good.
Yeah, Tariq Ahmed is the assistant director of college scouting for the 49ers. He was the Rutgers recruiting coordinator under Schiano for a long time. I guarantee he lives. I think he lives in Monmouth County. So I bet you they'll bring him back. That's actually that'll be a good hire for them. And then because he does a pretty good job. And then I wonder if he's going to bring any of these other guys. Yeah, there's some guys I know real well.
That's the part of this stuff that I find so interesting and so fun is to see who they bring with him.
Yeah, he's going to bring some of these guys with him because I know these guys were really good to work with, the San Francisco guys. Now that I'm thinking back, 1, 2, 3, 4. They got some good guys on there. So I mean, Salah's probably a good guy. And
you can tell he's a people person.
Yeah. So
Pete says the Jaguars make the playoffs first.
It's hard to buy into the Jets. No matter what they do, it's hard.
Why is that?
ESPN said he can't be hired till after the Super Bowl. Who said that? The enemy can't be hired till after the Super Bowl, Pete said. And ESPN said he didn't interview great. I don't know what that
this is now listen, there's got to be something, Dave, because this is 2 years now where he's been the hot name and nobody's taken him. Maybe he doesn't interview good, bro. Maybe he's just one of these guys that's a guru and can call plays.
Well, isn't that his job? That's what I don't understand. Like, what does it matter?
Your job is to call plays and score touchdowns. He does that great, but
what does it matter if he kissed the owner's ass?
That's only a portion of being a head coach.
He can hire the people he needs to do the things he needs. I don't know. I don't think he's the play caller anyway.
If I'm interviewing you, and I can't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't see a vision. I don't see a direction. I mean, look, I know from your work.
I don't buy that for a second.
You don't care? That stuff's irrelevant to you.
I think Eric Bieniemy has a vision. I think he's going to show up as a coordinator, head coach somewhere.
You basically think the interview process is just something you have to do and whatever. That's not a huge percentage on whether you hire someone.
Yes, people absolutely hire him because of the interview. No doubt about it. But like
you're saying that it doesn't, like, whatever, just hire him. If he can't interview,
I'm saying you got to look at what people have done.
That's what I'm saying to you.
An interview,
that hour interview where I sit down with you is just, look, whatever. I know you can do it out there.
You're asking my opinion, so I'll give it to you.
That's what I'm asking.
If I'm interviewing someone,
man, that's what this show's about. You got to tell me what you think.
If I'm interviewing somebody, okay, for a head coaching job, the things that I want to know is you want to know their plan. You want to know all those kind of things. You also want them to talk about their track record. Okay.
Do you have to talk about that? Or now, like, for him,
yes, I think everybody – you could explain what your resume is and how you've come from where you are. But that, like, there's some people that are like, I'm personable in interviews, so those are not issues for me. Right. But I can't tell you how many times people hire someone that just because they're a good interview and they're terrible. You got to hire somebody that shows, like,
and it showed something. Like,
I'll give you a good example. I'll give you a good example. And this is just me, okay? I can't tell you how many times I've interviewed against people that another athletic director has told me this person brought in this whole book and all this stuff. And I said, you bring in all the things that you do. And, like, it's not a show. It's like, what can you do? Like, what do you believe in? What are you trying to get accomplished? How are you going to motivate people? But, like, some people put on a dog and pony show and there's nothing behind it. I can't tell you how many guys put on dog and pony shows and they stink because they can't deal with the the quick decisions that need to be made as a head coach, the interactions, the adversity, because nothing goes as planned. So adversity, how you handle things, how you adapt.
Right. The ability to handle things on the fly.
How all that stuff, how you read people, how you read, like those things are like, I mean, for me, that's always going on in my head all the time. So
right, and we're very similar in that way, and I think that's why we work well together, is because we have that same mentality that we can just kind of, you're kind of like an amoeba, and you can adjust and adapt to whatever's going on or whatever type of situation is going on. And I think a lot of this year, especially with the way things went with the pandemic, I think you saw a lot of that with guys that could handle that stuff, and then guys that really could not handle that stuff.
I don't think I'm like
across the board.
I don't think I'm like anybody, and you're not like anybody. You have similarities on things, but everybody's kind of their own person.
Absolutely.
So everybody's got their own little intricacies kind of
right.
deal.
They got their little nuances.
Right. So, but and that's what makes them personally different. I just think that look at the NFL level, they're doing all. I would, I'm assuming here, so I could be completely wrong, and I'm going to tell you why I could be completely wrong. Having been an insider, having been behind
the scenes, you've seen what most people haven't.
I would just kind of give you everyone a background, because people don't know what happens when I'm an agent. I'm on the other side of it, right? So I deal with player personnel, I deal with general manager, I deal with the scouts. Okay, when we're trying to put a guy on a team, and I can tell you, organization by organization, places that have their act together and then places
that definitely don't. Yeah.
And you'd be shocked, because it's the NFL. You'd think they have it together. But
you look at this and you're saying
places that do not. They don't know what's going on.
See, and that's a side that fans never see, that most people never see.
There are people. I'm not going to talk about bad, but I'll tell you who I thought was really good. Okay. So teams that I thought handled things unbelievably well. The New Orleans Saints were awesome. The Pittsburgh Steelers were awesome. And mind you, the Cowboys were very good with stuff. 49ers were very good with stuff. This is just my opinion, okay? The Patriots are very secretive in everything they do, but they always treat you with respect, okay? They don't give you any clue on anything. Who else did I?
I mean, you look at those teams, right?
I mean, those are some of the better teams. Kansas,
5 teams, right? You're talking
Kansas City. I liked.
So here, you look at those. Just look at those 6 teams that you just named, right? New Orleans, Pittsburgh, Dallas, 49ers, Patriots, Kansas City, right? You look at those teams, and look, you got New Orleans in the playoffs. Pittsburgh just lost. Dallas and the Niners had rough years.
Arizona was great. Who said Arizona? Arizona was great. I didn't deal with the new group, so I don't want. But Arizona, which is now Tampa, okay, different people, but same style.
Right, they just go to a different place.
Tampa was great. Now, my defense coordinator from college is DB coach there, so I when I have like a little bit of a possible advantage, I don't know if that gives me the exact perspective of how it's going on.
The
Tampa was great.
Factor will always play a role.
Right, but I'm saying that could skew if they are really good or not. But yes, Tampa was really good. I mean, there's a difference. It's interesting because there's a difference between who was really good and who wasn't. And there was really good, there was in between, and then there was,
Right. Well, I mean, I think you're always going to have that, right? You're always going to have layers of no matter what you deal with or whatever. Some people are going to be on top. Some people are going to have it all together. Some people are going to be kind of in the middle all over and then you're going to have some people that are just all over the place, and I think that's where you breed success. You look at those teams, most of those teams that you mentioned are successful organizations in the NFL. They win and they kind of, you look at them and you're saying, oh, okay. I mean, and there's a reason why, if you want to be successful in my eyes, like, you need to be every little intricacy needs to be on point and with the process, right? Top to bottom, the lowest level guy, from the guy in the locker room cleaning up your towels to the head coach, to the AD, to the president, like the GM, whatever you're talking, like everything has to be in line in order for you to be successful. And I think, obviously the best example about that in my lifetime has been obviously the Patriots. And I'm talking across the board in all of sports, like they've done it. Everything they've done it's looked to be successful. I think they're the example.
Maybe. But my interaction has been
my opinion.
But you don't know the inside, so that's what I'm saying. You're just looking at the outside. So I would say maybe, because the reason why I say maybe is there are things that they do that they're exceptional at, and there are things that they're a little bit limited by. So organizationally, I think they're organized. They have a great owner and all that kind of stuff.
Well, the thing will be,
but there are people that get turned. There are players that get turned off by what they do, and
there's a reason that 9 to 10 players opted out of this season with the Patriots because of COVID. You know what I mean? Like no other team had that many. But I'm just saying,
what did that have to do?
What did that tell you?
I don't know. That just tells me that they're scared of COVID, or they don't feel like chancing.
Well,
I don't know.
The way that organization does it steers those guys away a little bit more. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, Pete agrees with you. I think that there's a lot. If you were to go to most of the NFL teams, okay, even the ones that I don't think did things great, they were all organized in their process. All of them. They all operate in the business.
Talking about separating the business.
What separates some of these organizations from others, in my opinion, is how important the relationships they had with people they worked with. That, to me, is what ultimately separated, to me, the better, because they were thinking long-term relationships and what they're doing.
It's all about networking.
No, it's about relationships.
What's the difference between network and relationships?
Relationships is something you build between one another. Networking is, hey, man, what's going on? Oh, okay, yeah, you work over there. Cool. Let's stay in touch.
Doesn't your network, don't you work your network in order to form relationships?
You work your network to form relationships.
So they kind of go hand in hand, no?
You need to have everybody needs to have a network in order to meet people, to build relationships. But relationships ultimately are the difference between what you get out of the different people that you work with. So you could have a good network. So let's say you were an agent and you had some really good players, and I was a decision maker in the draft, and maybe not the highest guy, but the decision maker. If I got the information, you responded to you, and I respond to you in a timely manner. I give you due respect on things. Then we begin to build a relationship. But if I look at it as you're an agent, you're the enemy, okay, which some people do look at it as. You're the agent, you're the enemy, then I don't take the time to build a relationship with you.
Because I'm against you.
If you want to win, those are some of the pieces that go into it. Just like, so you want, and the agents that have good relationships with certain team, like let's say this agent has a good relationship with this team or blah blah blah. They get those players. Those players trade. Those players are sent to those teams because the agent and the player
has a relationship.
They say, hey, yeah, you know what? Like those guys are all right. Like we can trust them. So there's like, what I'm saying? Everybody knows it's a business.
That's the world. Like
everybody knows it's a business, but there's still like a respect. Like look. My experience from it was this. The thing I took away from I think it was 6 years I did the NFL agent business was this. The NFL is as cutthroat a business as there is, as cutthroat as finance. Okay. It's that cutthroat. Within that cutthroat business, you learn really quickly how important it is to build a relationship in the least amount of time possible, meaning respecting people, getting back to people, staying on top of things. Those are all important things, because when you get to those high levels, when you're dealing with high level people, they're not going to spend a lot of time with you, but yet they have to believe that you're going to be working. And I'll give you a really quick example. When it comes to getting players on a team, let's say you don't have, like, say you have a fringe guy that can make a team or not make a team, and you're trying to place teams. The ability to respect their time as you're going through and you're talking to people, and the respect they've given you. So if you have a relationship where, and you understand what's going on, where if someone says no to you and you have the ability to move on versus sulking or all those kind of things, or if you're trying to get an agent to bring a player, understanding how to do business quickly and fast and building a relationship, that's everything. That's everything. Yep. Now, yeah, that was a good example. Yeah, this is a good example. Now, the guy in the firing me because Drew Rosenhaus and some other guys ended up getting in on him. But we got this guy on a team, and nobody. He was the Marshall Player of the Year. I mean, not Marshall Player of the Year. He was the Conference USA Player of the Year, and but he had a neck thing, and he couldn't.
Can you put in the garbage?
No one would draft him. So what basically ended up happening is he ended up getting. We ended up networking, getting on a team, and because you have a level of trust and they trust you, you had a relationship. You got him on a team, and people were willing to take a chance on things. That's how you build a winning team. Like the guys that could do those kind of things, those are going to be difference makers on getting the personnel. Because in the NFL, if you don't have the personnel that can do the job,
right, you ain't getting it done.
Yeah, I'll use a good example. What it'll be interesting to see. I don't know if you follow basketball at all, but
yeah,
you have a list of it. He's their best linebacker. So the Brooklyn, the Nets. I always want to say New Jersey. The Brooklyn Nets bringing James Harden into the fold with Kyrie Irving and Durant. Right now, theoretically, if you didn't know anything and you put those three together, you'd say this is a fast track to the champion, or at least have a chance at the championship. But no, how are those guys' relationships going to be? Is that the right mix of people to get together? Is that the right decision? That's what will remain to be seen. That's what's going to be ultimately interesting. And that's when you form a team, and how those relationships you have are critical. But what you said, like from top to bottom, everything having to be tight, that's a given. Like what you mentioned there, that is 100% a given. The relationships you have and the respect and your ability to analyze things quickly and fast is the difference between if you have you could build a team or not. And that's like it. I learned that in the NFL. And so if you don't have all these things, you have no chance anyway.
See, that's the side you see that most people that you've seen that most people really don't, the business side of everything. And that stuff matters. In the NFL, you need to go to a place where you're wanted and you can perform to the best of your ability. It's more individualized, I think, because you're taking players for your program, for your team that fit your system.
I think the same way in top level, like the top brass in college.
Right, like Nick Saban is recruiting guys that fit his system.
Well,
or can do what he's expecting to do.
Yeah, that's right.
If you don't get that, then you go and adapt to what you have.
Well, so I'll say this: tell me a team that's like pretty good, but not like elite yet, but plays in one of these big. Minnesota. Let's use Minnesota as a good example, right? We all think he's pretty good, but here's what the difference will be. He has the system, organization. He's ducks are all in a row. He's doing. I would bet. Like, I'm not saying he's Nick Saban, okay? Because Nick Saban is the rarest of the rare, but he's doing those things, right, that you're supposed to do. What will make him be where Saban is, or if he could get to like even where Ohio State or Ryan Day is if he can make the right decisions that impact his team properly in recruits or in the players he currently has. And then the third part of that is really, really difficult. The third part of that, and you see this all, and actually I think you mentioned it to me, is how distinct and concrete is your message, and will they carry it out, right? So someone like PJ Fleck, it was interesting because I represent a player from Minnesota who was in and out of the league for a couple of years at tight end, big guy. Nate Wozniak, great guy, fantastic person. And he was there the first year of PJ Fleck. And it was an interesting perspective because obviously I knew PJ Fleck from winning at Western Michigan and being a little bit in the league. And he was such a smart guy. He was like, what will be important is how do we take what was the historical things of Minnesota that were really good, like Skia Ma and all that kind of, that's like they're saying, and meld it with the row to boat stuff. And you talked about it. PJ Fleck's thing is like he has a lot of sayings.
So many. Like multiple for daily stuff.
Right. Is being able to make decisions on what you want to happen versus what the players need. And that bridge, as he goes to the highest level, which he's at now, division-wise, is a difference maker. And I'll tell you a coach who's done it, at least the college level, and it's amazing, is the Iowa State guy. The Iowa State guy has done it at a kind of similar to Minnesota situation, and Campbell. And so that's an example of someone who's kind of figuring that out pretty good. I think Flores at the Dolphins has done it. Like, he's doing it. He's not done. But
what about McDermott at the Bills?
I think he's doing it. Like, they're figuring that part out. The Bills, by the way, very easy organization to work with.
I think because of, honestly, geographically, their location, that small market type of city where it's everybody's all in. You're talking about Bills Mafia. I heard Thurman Thomas on the radio talk today about how tight that group of players was back when the Bills were, good and doing all that stuff with Jim Kelly and Andre Reed. I mean, he talked about how post-game they would all go back as a group to Jim Kelly's house and hang out after a game with their families and things like that. So you're talking about a small market, tight-knit, group. And I think that's kind of what Buffalo does. They just bring it in and it's all about them and it's us against the world and let's go. And I love that. I really do. I am rooting for them so hard to win and continue to win because I just think that's, whether it goes back to coming from a Group 1 school with that small, tight-knit stuff, you know what I mean? I think that's obviously in me. And when I see that at higher levels, I flock to that.
Well, when McDermott and so when I first started, the Bills organization was not like that. But when McDermott came in, I was shocked how they kind of switched everything like this, and all of a sudden they were responsive. It's interesting.
You have to have the right group of players with the right mindset, I think.
Commute is done. What is commute is done? I don't know what that means. I know this. Did you see? This is totally. By the way, this is a really great. I think we could probably talk about this for hours. After I'm talking about this, I actually wish I was an agent right now because I would have more insight on Salah than I do now because I've been out of it for a couple of years. So some of the newer guys I don't have as much of understanding, but I wish I was in it because I could say to you, dude, this guy is like a slam dunk. You know what I mean? So what I was gonna say was interesting. So I think Connecticut, Pete could tell me on this. I think Connecticut now is voted not to have spring football at
Correct.
all.
I saw that. So
Right?
there's going to be absolutely nothing in Connecticut for over a year.
If you'd like to go to a great academic school that happens to have some really good sports, there's a lovely 3 towns that you can move into. And our academics is excellent. It's a great school system. The 3 towns, if you just feel like moving to a great place, Red Bank, Little Silver, or Shrewsbury. If you're from Connecticut, find it on a map. Get yourself a nice home. We got some great people for you. Specifically, the teams. Let me think. What are the teams that had some really good teams the last few years? I think Darien, Danbury. Danbury's got some good. Greenwich probably. Yeah, Greenwich.
Fairfield's not very good, right?
Fairfield Prep's pretty good. They're pretty good.
There's got to be something in Danbury.
But Fairfield Prep kids aren't going to leave Fairfield Prep because it's.
You want to leave that mansion?
It's up great academics. But let's see. What was the other? New Canaan. New Canaan is loaded with talent. Loaded. And then the best small school I think was like Bloomfield, maybe. Bloomfield. Really good. I can't remember. Anyway, what else we got? I don't know if we got anything. I had actually.
I think we're good. We got our picks for the weekend. I think we're ready to go.
So a bunch of guys have declared for the NFL,
which they should.
Yeah. The big one was the defensive MVP for Alabama had so far.
I think 5 or 6.
How do you say his name? Barrymore or Barmore? Or
I think there's 5 or 6 guys that have declared.
Surtain is
now that's my buddy's head coach down there.
So
it's his son.
Right. Surtain, Barmore, Waddle. Well, we knew Waddle. We knew Surtain. We knew Mac Jones.
Yeah, most of these guys are leaving.
And then Barmore, I think, was the only one that people didn't know, but he was the defensive MVP.
But look, here's the thing, right? It's the next guy up is going to be just as good, if not better.
And then Ohio State, who did they have leave? So obviously Fields is going. I don't know if they've announced all these. Is Trey Sermon? Trey Sermon was a senior, wasn't he?
Ian Book from Notre Dame is going.
Ian Book's going. Well, all of these guys technically, could all come back according to the NCAA.
And play another year.
Yeah, so I guess if they're they might be seniors. They just decided, they could come back, but why would you, Actually, that'll be a really interesting component to next year's Jeremy Rucker.
Well, that's what messes with recruiting a little bit.
Jeremy Rucker first discovered at the NUC East 5-star. And he was MVP as tight end at our camp. Yep, he tore it up, and we were like, "Do you have any?" He's like, No. I'm like, don't worry, you will.
You're like, you will.
You will. We told him you will. You will. He was unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, man. Well, we'll see you soon. A lot of interaction today again. Finish Fridays. Go enjoy dinner.
Pete crushed it.
Have a good day. Let's
right.
get
the outro.
Outro.
We got all this media stuff now. We're on point.
Football and the Kitchen Sink with Coach Schuman and Coach Depascale. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. If you like what you heard, leave us a review and be sure to tell a friend. We will meet you back here next time on Football and the Kitchen Sink.
All right.
Later.